Can you believe it's been almost 5 years since Genshin Impact has launched? Not gonna lie, the game has improved a lot since then. We got new characters, beautiful regions, solid weapons, amazing stories, and even new endgame mods. But somehow, we still lack some of the most basic features that players have been asking for since day one. Meanwhile, these other gacha games like Wuthering Waves are already adding stuff that players want. Even Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, the games made by the same parent company HoYoverse, have cool and better quality of life features that Genshin still lacks. So, what's the deal? Are they just ignoring players' feedback, or is there a reason behind it? Either way, I think it's time we talk about this again. And if anyone from the Genshin dev team is watching, then guys, please get a notepad, because I've prepared a whole presentation to discuss 10 features and updates that Genshin Impact desperately needs right now. These are the things players have been asking for since the very beginning of the game, but somehow we still don't have them even after 5 years of regular updates. I bet you will also feel that we definitely need these updates, and the last few are a must-have feature, so watch it till the end and share your thoughts in the comments. Alright, let's dive into the first point on the list. Weapon banner scam. Yes, this is one of the most frustrating things in Genshin, and it was even worse before when we had to reach 2 fate points to guarantee a weapon. You know, I lost around 200 pulls back then when I was pulling for Furina's weapon. I got Skyward Sword and Baiju's green donut before getting it. That was crazy, but thankfully they did reduce the fate points to 1 after the update of version 5.0. But still, the drop rate of the weapon is split into 2. We have a 75% chance to get a featured weapon and a 25% chance to get another Skyward Sword or any weapon from standard banner. And that 75% is again split into 2 featured weapons. If both weapons are good, then it's fine, no problem. But if one of the rate-up weapon is something you don't need, or uses weapon like Baiju's green donut and you don't even have Baiju, then it is also as bad as getting a standard weapon. At least you can use the standard weapon on some characters, but not the donut, bro. If we're lucky, we'll get the weapon we want within 70 pulls, or else we might have to spend around 140 pulls just to get the weapon we want. I understand that this is a gacha game after all, but bro, at least for the weapon banner, we need to have 100% rate so that many people can consider pulling on the weapon banner and it doesn't feel like scam. So here is what they could do. Just let us select any one of the 2 weapons and get that weapon 100% when we reach the PT or whenever we see a gold animation. This way we will be guaranteed to get the weapon we want and nothing else. Or to keep a little bit of gacha going on, just split the drop rate between only the 2 featured weapons on the banner, completely get rid of those standard weapons. And yes, we'll retain the epitomized path so that even if we get unlucky, even if the sun don't rise tomorrow morning, we can still be able to guaranteed to get the weapon in the next drop. Speaking of standard banners, they could use some fixes too. Okay, the main problem with standard banner is we never know what we might get in the next 5-star drop. A weapon, a Kaching, Mizuki, or another Jean, or maybe yet another Chi-Chi while we already have her at seat 12. Bro, seriously? So the solution is pretty simple. Just separate the standard weapon banner from the standard character banner. And while pulling on the standard banner, let us select a weapon or character, and maybe after a set number of pulls, like we have like 300 pulls in Honkai Star Rail, we get what we selected, so that when we reach the PT, we get the character or the weapon that we actually wanted, and not another Chi-Chi. And some of the characters like Thignari, they are on the standard banner, but their signature weapons are nowhere to be seen. We might not even be able to get those weapons again unless they feature them in the Chronicle banner, which only comes once in a blue moon. So if a character becomes standard, their weapons should also become standard and available on the standard banner. These first 2 points don't apply if you are a massive whale, but yeah, now let's move on to the general features which will benefit all the players in the community. Yes, we definitely need some more and better resin updates. Right now, The max origin resin storage limit is around 200 and it takes around 8 minutes to generate one origin resin. But if you want to do something like ley lines or domains, we need at least 20 resin, which takes about 160 minutes, or we have to wait 2.5 hours before doing something if you don't have any resin. And that 200 max capacity feels very limiting since we have so many bosses to defeat and so many characters to build and so many defense artifacts to get, you know? The solution is pretty simple. For this, you might have also guessed it. Just lower the resin regeneration time to maybe like 4 or 6 minutes per resin and increase the max cap to 300. And another thing you could do is give us something like resin bank kind of thing, which stores the resin after the origin resin cap is reached, just like we have in Honkai Star Rail. This will help a lot of players. We can farm more stuff and build more characters, which we definitely need for the new Imaginary Theater endgame mode. There is one more thing related to character building that players have been asking since pretty much the launch of the game, but we still don't have it, and that is build loadouts. Yes. Imagine you have built Raiden Shogun as main DPS for national team with all emblem artifacts and the catch weapon. But now you wanna play Hyper Bloom Raiden, or just for the Abyss you need to build Raiden as Hyper Bloom. What we do right now is just manually change artifacts and weapons to EM. But with this feature, we will be able to switch the build with just one click. How easy is that? We can also use this feature to quickly switch a character build for different reaction teams, or even change a character build from a main DPS to sub DPS or to a support character. There might be some problems if the artifacts are equipped by some other characters, but I'm pretty sure that can be figured out. So basically this saves us some time and helps us escape remembering which artifacts to swap. But you know what can't we escape from? Or can we? The next one is the skip button. Seriously, for God's sake, please add a skip button to the quest, bro. I don't want to read all the stuff that they app about when I'm in a hurry to complete the quest or to just get my sweet primo gems for my Skirk. I understand this is a story based game after all, but at least give us the option to skip the world quest or the quest which doesn't have any voiceovers in it. No one is like forcing you to skip, it's just a choice. People who enjoy the game reading the lore, they can still read the lore. For others who are short on time or playing the game on alternate accounts, like for the second time or heck even third time, or just for those who don't want to read all this stuff, they can just skip it, bro. Come on, bro, it's just a button, add it. The next one is constellation toggle. Most commonly, we had problems with cons like Bennett C6. It was infusing pyro to the normal attacks of other on-field DPS characters. This was very bad for Ayaka mains, but the newer DPS characters are less affected by this and their attacks can't be overridden by the pyro Bennett C6. This is pretty simple and straightforward feature. It just enables us to turn off or on the constellation of a character. Plus, this also helps for content creators to showcase the comparison of the characters with and without constellations. This is just a very good and nice to have feature. You know what else is nice? Enjoying past events and mini games again. Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys enjoy playing old events again, but it's really fun to play some of the cool co-op events like Wind Race with our friends. And also some of these events pack so much lore in it, and I think some people are going to miss out on the good stuff in these events. Let me know how important these events and mini games for you in the comments. Maybe Genshin could try experimenting like having a permanent event, but only for the events which are like super crazy good in lore and is an essential part of the main story, like that we had in the Mikawa festival, the Raiden lore. That was pretty good. And while we are talking about these limited time events, there are some pretty good limited time event weapons that they gave out for free for completing the events. But the players who join the game late will really miss out on these weapons. I know this is a limited time event for a fact, but still, I really needed that umbrella sword for Kazuha, but unfortunately I can't get that. So this brings us to the next point, update Paimon Shop. Yes, the idea is to put these limited time event weapons on Paimon Shop for like super high star glitter or something. And another main thing, they really need to update the current Paimon Shop because the characters are pretty much the same. They almost never got updated and all the characters and the weapons on the Paimon Shop follows the same rotation. We still have Bennett, Shangling, Rosario on the Paimon Shop and no new 4-star characters. So just update the weapons and characters in the Paimon Shop with some new 4-stars like maybe Faruzan, Gaming I guess. So we can get more constellations and other weapons. Oh, and you know what else we need more? Sweet primo gems. But how? Yes, more endgame modes. Nowadays we are getting around 55 to 70 pulls roughly each patch. But the character pool is expanding quickly. And we might only be able to get one character every 2 patches. And we have this 50-50 thing, so yeah, we need more rewards bro. And for veteran players, there is nothing much to do besides doing daily, Spiral Abyss or Imagine Theater. No other ways to get primo jumps except from the events. I mean, if you're hella rich, then it doesn't apply, you can just always swipe your card and get the new character, but yeah, it's your choice and it's their choice. Also, having less resources is kinda good sometimes because we plan and calculate every step on which character we should get next and which character is good for our account or safe for the character we love. Now this is the last but important thing that I'm gonna mention. These are pretty simple but important fixes which help us a lot. For example, when a new map gets released, there is a bunch of new quests get added and new achievements get added. So when we complete everything, we have to manually go and claim all the achievements. But just add a simple button just like we have in the mail to claim all mail items. We can just simply claim all the achievements in just one click. And whenever I play with my friends, they help me complete the daily commissions. But when I go to collect my daily commission rewards, I can't. I have to exit co-op. Bro, it's just a simple thing, just allow us to collect daily commission rewards within co-op only. And the world level has been increased to 9 after 5.0 update. The drop rate of the overworld enemies has been increased, but for the domains the drop rate is pretty much same. We get only 2 artifacts which is completely defense, so increase the drop rate so we can get more defense artifacts, you know, like 3 or 4, maybe 5 for world level 9. And another thing is pretty simple. Whenever we go to the wish page, we check the PT manually by opening up the history. But if they can add little PT counter display on the wish page, that would be pretty helpful and it saves some time and it will show directly in front rather than us digging into the history page. And as I said, the character pool is increasing rapidly, but we still have only 3 bosses per week. After that we can't do any more bosses, so please increase the limit to maybe like 5 or 7 bosses per week. I think 5 is a pretty good number for bosses. Yeah, they can do that. And next is coming to the artifact RNG. Bro, I don't know what is going on, but every artifact I roll after Skirk domain, everything is dodging crit rolls, bro. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, please fix so that we get less defense, or at least if you want us to get defense, then bro, I'm quitting Genshin, I guess. And yeah, final thing, this is just a resource optimization for PC, just like we have in mobile. If some people have less storage on their PCs, they can just delete previous quest data or something like that. That will be pretty useful. And there are so many other like these small quality of life features that some of our friends on the Discord server has also mentioned, but we can go on this all day in day out. But yeah, so what are your thoughts about this? Do you think they will add any of these features in the upcoming updates? Which one do you think is most needed right now? Or do you have any other features that you want to see in Genshin which is not included in these 10 list? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, if you think they should add these features in upcoming versions, then please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I really hope this video reaches HoYoverse. Lol. Anyways, it's a game after all, so make sure to have fun in the end. And thank you so much for watching till the end. Bye. See you around. Maybe on the Skirk banner.